Hello everyone and welcome once again to another commentary video. This time we're gonna cover Quackerduck again against Blankers. It's a tier 3 folk map match, and as you can see both players are on the 1300s. Well, Blankers it's used on the 1200s. He's just below my peak if I remember correctly, or around my peak in Global League. So Quackerduck, it's gonna be a slightly stronger player, but I think this is a very interesting matchup because unless the map heavily favors Kindle, which we could argue it does a little bit, Rachel has a very good matchup against Kindle. There is not necessarily, but Rachel, once her superpower comes into play, she's gonna be able to deal a lot of damage, and if she is not able to do that, she is still at least gonna be able to disrupt the tactics of Kindle. If you want to check out the details of the powers, you can pause the video as always, but let's talk about the map, because I was lurking around Global League thinking, which map should I cover next? Let's do Goldfish Princess. It's a map that I think I have only covered once, and it's quite interesting. I like the black boats on the middle and 3 bases. It's not a base light, and yeah, I saw this match of Quackerduck and I thought it's gonna be interesting. Also, I thought about my one of my recent videos, which is about how to play against Rachel missiles, and this is gonna be yes, also how to deal with them, but also I want to emphasize how to use them as Rachel, not only how to play against them, because as Rachel, it's not only boom boom, click button, click fire and my missiles do damage. You can do pretty useful stuff playing around them, and I'm gonna tell you some stuff that you certainly don't know about Rachel missiles, I promise, because even very experienced players don't know this. Like, I'm gonna explain it later, I'm sorry guys, but let's just straight into the video. And I swear that the secret is gonna... okay, I'm gonna spoil it now. I'm sorry guys, I cannot do the naughty YouTuber thing, which is trying to hold up people watching. It's basically whenever you are playing on fog, also in standard, but in standard doesn't matter, you can know where your missile fell. Like, you can exactly know the coordinates. If you go to the replay and go to the logs, you will be able to tell the exact location of each missile. That will tell you about the unit count, where is the most units, that's gonna tell you about the infantry, and that's also gonna tell you about the value. So if it falls into their base, it means that they might have built double medium tank, or they have a big vehicle. That means that they have lower their tempo on their front lines, so you can afford to be more aggressive if you can overcome the current force, because what is coming is very injured. And yeah, it tells you about everything. So I might throw while I was explaining here a screenshot of what I mean and where you can find it, but it's very interesting guys, and it's something I didn't know until very recently, and I discovered because of a discussion we had in the Advanced Wars via web Discord, and someone was saying yes you can know, and I was saying like, the fuck, impossible, I didn't know this, and actually you can tell. But anyways, let's talk about the match itself, because we have day 3 recon by Kindle. Kindle has to be aggressive. Kindle is about the cheap SEO power, and also about her day-to-day. Rachel also builds a day 3 recon, but the difference is the base where they are choosing to build the infantry from. The recon from the most near base into the middle, I think it's a mistake, in the sense that the recon will get into the middle very fast, but the infantry's building here or here, it's almost a difference of 1 turn and a half. So that's gonna make up for it. And also I'm not sure about skipping this chain with the airport, because not only is the airport, which is gonna be valuable, because you are going to be able to wheel air units earlier, which you might want to do. That's something that it's up to you, but it's also a chain. So that's you are delaying 2k. You are not delaying only 1k, you are delaying 2k. So yes, you are skipping for this city, so that might save up for 1k, but I think let's see if Quackerduck also skips for this. Let's see, because there is an argument to say, yes, I want to rush this property here and then go to the corner, because Kindle might try to be aggressive here and cut me off or these properties. But the thing is, this is your weak side, and that means that you will end up not having them anyways, even if you manage to capture them earlier. So as you can see, Quackerduck didn't skip, and I agree with this move of him. And let's see what is the rest of the capture phase, because Quackerduck sends the recon into the middle, and let's see where Blonker sends her recon. The recon is going also into the middle, a slightly difference, but pretty similar. It's just the difference is because this recon is more nearer to the middle, but they are going to the same place. But as you can see, this recon is almost going to do the same than the other one. If this recon gets an interrupt or something because of the extra movement that it got because of the near base, I'm gonna take back my words. But for now, I disagree with the placement of the recon in the base. As you can see, no intel, nothing useful that would have gotten with the placement from here right now, and still only infantry. Rachel could have wheeled how you call it, an artillery this turn, but she chose to not, which I think it's smart for her. And Kindle gets regardless an interrupt here, and this recon is going to the middle doing nothing. That not only shows that it doesn't matter that you slow down your own recon, but it also shows that Quackerduck has more knowledge about the map than Rachel does, because this is very important to interrupt with recons, because you are gonna eventually, very likely, to take over this area naturally. If you do, maybe not, but you will easily do that. But that means you want to be aggressive here, because that means that in the time span you are gonna arrive there and assert dominance. You are denying all that time of income to your opponent, and now Rachel is not doing that, so that's pretty bad for her. But let's see, because we see the first tank, they seize by Kindle. And now Rachel sees the infantry capping this, but there is no way she interrupts. She's gonna be able to harass this infantry and make it so it doesn't cap these or these properties, but still the city is already captured, and you are not gonna do as much damage to the Kindle's economy as you could have done. And it's ironic, because the recon which was placed near to the action was the one that ended up doing anything. But we see a day 6 tank as well, and this injured infantry has to retreat. So right now Kindle is gonna make herself ahead on income. It's normal to be ahead on income as Kindle. You are supposed to win in early game because of your very strong day-to-day. And we are seeing a tank change with a base skip, and I think it's not a bad play if you know how to use it. And I think that since you are Kindle and you want to be very aggressive, there is a reason to do this. But I would not recommend unless you are an experienced or advanced players to do this. And let's see. Rachel is able to afford another tank, but she does not wield it from the same base. She instead wields this onto her strong side and interrupts this. Now this infantry has to retreat, but this infantry is gonna sit there and chill and cover this port capture from being interrupted. So this infantry already did its job, and now it's just gonna be another infantry 8 HP perfectly to do a staff first strike another infantry, maybe not for 2 hit KOs, but still very useful. And now this tank covering this forward capture, and this tank is also gonna cover, I mean, it's not covering anything of substantial, but it's getting into the middle. And if Blancos, you know, mirror theory is capturing the same property as Quackerduck next turn, which she's not gonna, but in the case this tank is in place with this infantry to do the 2-hit KO, and this recon is in place to sit on the city and deny the hit from the city. I don't know if Quackerduck planned that, but there is a big argument for be the case. This recon is getting intel, no, not much. And this black boat got intel of Rich Kindle trying to capture this city, which is not the case, at least for now. And let's see, because Kindle is gonna be slightly ahead on income. I'm gonna say that is just because of the turn advantage right now, the half turn advantage whenever you finish your turn. But she's starting 3 captures, and Rachel is also starting 3 captures, so Rachel is gonna be equal after her turn to Kindle. And we see a copter by Kindle. I think copters can be very strong, and not only that, but Rachel also will a copter, so they are gonna counter themselves. But let's see, because I really wonder where is Rachel trying to go strong right now, because she's doubling, as you can see, as Decius would say, she's not going strong anywhere. She has this copter covering this tank, but this tank is lone here. And in fact, you don't want lone tanks. They are lone wolves in fog are only good if you are a recon or maybe a copter if you really want to gamble it, or maybe if it's very early, early copter might do something. But normally lone units are gonna get first strike, and then since you don't have anything, you can, yeah, it's very tough to go alone in the fog. You can see first strike, and I think this is not in range to go all the way and try to cover this tank. But still, there is 2 tanks covering this tank, and yes, this copter is gonna be able to hit this, but where are you hitting it from? Because if you're hitting from above or from the left, you're gonna get hit by the copter, and you need to count these tiles, so you must attack from these 2 tiles with the copter, because you are gonna be in 2 range of the enemy airport, which is gonna make it, I'm not gonna say double, but it's gonna increase the chances that you are getting hit. But as you can see, Kindle is about to get a lot of captures next turn, and that's not the case for Rachel. She's only getting 1, and there is double tank by Kindle. I could will maybe an anti-air, but she has not the funds to do so. So I think double tank is fine, and at the end of the day you have already your copter to cover your tanks, not your completely your 7 HP tank, but still you are not gonna die to an early copter. A 2-hit KO that succeeds. This is at 30% of succeeding, so Rachel was lucky doing this. As you can see, this doesn't succeed, and attacks from this style very well done. I expect not this kind of mistakes by a 1200 fellow player, which is above my strength. So if I see it, they should see it. And Rachel starts getting aggressive into the left side, but she's also aggressive into the right side. I don't agree with that, because yeah, you cannot, what I always say about fog, guys, you cannot attack like this on fog. You have to attack like this. You are like this and you hit like this. So you cover your cheek and you hit. It's called cheek, this thing. I don't remember right now. Maybe cheek is another thing. Well, cover me in the comments if you know English native speakers. But as you can see, Rachel is also doing the double tank build, which is very strong into the early to mid game stage of the match. And this was also a 2-hit KO with a 30% chance of happening, but you have this 1 HP infantry to finish the job. And I think it's a roll if you are very low, but it's very likely to happen, and that will mean that there will be a unit adjacent to this city, probably the 6 HP infantry, but that means that Kindle is gonna be able to sit on the city unless there is something sitting on the city by Rachel. But the problem is that there is a urban blight coming, as you can see, very near. Probably the next turn Kindle is gonna pop it if there is any fight right now, and that's gonna be hurtful. These black boats get vision of this city. As you can see, you cannot go aggressive in both sides. Wait, how this copter got vision of this tank? Okay, so remember guys, whenever you get trapped or whenever you attack a pipe, this action doesn't get registered on the log of Advanced Wars via web, and that means that the replayer doesn't register the action, and it will update the next turn, but you cannot see this infantry moving. This infantry got trapped into this tank here, so don't worry about it. It might mess up sometimes the move order of the player, but we can guess and it's fine the most of the time. I love how Quackerduck wheels the recon from the back base instead of this, so he's giving a lot of time and turns extra to these infantries. But let's see, because this copter was quite aggressive and I don't agree with its move. I think it was completely fine to not attack it, because you are into range of this base and this base, and an anti-air coming, it's very likely at this day. Not very likely, quite likely. But also I want to mention that at the end Kindle didn't pop her power. But yeah, let's see, because Rachel now is ahead on income. It was looking good for Kindle, but it's not looking very good anymore, because you are Kindle, you are doing bad on the early game. I was talking so well about Kindle, and now suddenly it doesn't look good anymore. This is gonna be hard to get for Rachel, because unless Rachel wants to waste her CO power, this is gonna be a 30% chance of killing this tank, which means you will have your units to attack whatever attack this tank from the city and Urban Blight, which is gonna be very strong because it's gonna be very likely a one-hit KO. But you, at this stage, Kindle has to start thinking about the superpower of Rachel. Maybe not this turn, but next turn I would certainly will. I mean, the way that these bases are located, you can will 3 units here, and that's gonna lure the missile itself. You can will the next turn, I don't know, double infantry tank and copter, and the very next turn you can will medium tank, another 2 infantries, put the infantries here, and you will lure all the missiles. The problem is, since it's on the bottom, if there is any tie, the tiebreaker is gonna be whatever is farther to the top and to the left. So because of the way it, if you want to know the details about the Rachel superpower, watch my video. I will link it on the description. But yeah, double artillery by Rachel, and Rachel gets the 30% chance, which is fine, since there is gonna be an Urban Blight, then you can kill this, and then you can hit this copter. But now you get a hit on this tank, which was not necessary to happen. It will only, that's quite lucky for Rachel, I'm gonna say. But let's see, because there is now an Urban Blight coming, and not only that, but there is probably a second one coming in the very next turn. But also there is a superpower by Rachel. Let's see how Rachel does, because she's 20 income. Kindle is about to get 2 properties, but you normally don't see her behind on income early on the matches. Anyways, there is right away Urban Blight interrupts this cap, very nice. And let's see. I think this hit on the tank was warranted. One shot, but there is an anti-air, and Kindle knows about that. The good thing is that anti-air will end up its turn adjacent to a city, so a tank next turn is gonna be able to one-hit KO it from the city. The problem is that Kindle needs to lure the superpower by Rachel, yes, right now, right here, or it's gonna hit very hard. And let's see how she does it. I like this, because this is gonna hit 4 infantry. So this missile is gonna land right now here. It's gonna hit this, and this, and this, and that's 5 infantry, because this is capping, so it counts for 2 infantries. It doesn't matter the amount of HP that the infantry has. So I think this is already a mistake, because you need to put your infantries away from this infantry. Build a medium tank, please, or build something. The unit count, the HP missile is gonna land probably here. The infantry is gonna interrupt this cap and land here, and the volley one is gonna probably land here, I think. Let's see. But first, oh yeah, true. It's not gonna land here, and you don't want to land here because you already are gonna kill that copter, and you can kill these tanks. So yeah, let's see, because I could honestly try to 3-hit KO this tank somehow with this tank, and then recon and infantry lag rolls. So I mean, it's not gonna land there anyways. It doesn't look like 2 tanks. Let's see. As I said, interrupts this cap, and it seems like there was 2 missiles. Let me see the animation again. Yeah, 2 missiles here. Okay, that's not terrible. But if you are gonna get hit, you rather get yourself on the city, so you get repair and you don't lose at least tempo. You lose value but not tempo. It was not an amazing missile, but it was a good one. You interrupt a cap, giving yourself a bit of time for this city, at least 1k of fans. But the problem is that Rachel in Fog really likes to use indirects, and the reason for that is because you are putting your units together. And that means that your opponent has to match your death ball or has to go elsewhere. And if your opponent tries to match your death ball, they are not going to do it as well as you. The reason for that is because you don't want to death ball against Rachel, obviously. So that's one of the reasons why Rachel can rely on indirects. And one of my beloved friends of Advanced Wars via Web, Raizo, loves his indirects, and for the same reason loves playing Rachel. So I have no wonder why he loves Rachel, because it's so fitting for his play style, which is described by Lightning Strike. It's the Shield Master or something like that. I don't remember exactly. But anyways, there's gonna be not Urban Blight next turn, but very likely there's gonna be the very next one. So let's see, because there's still things to say for Kindle. The problem is that you are behind on income, which is not gonna be immediate, be impactful into the game. But you need to correct that if you want to overcome Rachel. You are getting this property, and I think you will succeed on doing it. You are also trying to get this one, and I think you will also succeed. But then you are not getting this one, so you will end up with just I mean, can interrupt. You can do 2-hit KO with this infantry, and that with the tank. No, not with the tank, with the copter, and probably the copter might be a roll with a 3 HP infantry, and that the infantry attacks here. So maybe only this property. Anyways, let's see what Rachel does. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it was enough. Doesn't get the 2-hit KO. Kills another infantry. And now covers this capture from here, which is gonna take at least 2 more turns because of the Urban Blight. It's about to come. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I mean, I could honestly use it, and the reason for that is a wall break. If you use your Urban Blight, you have guaranteed with a com tower to kill a 7 HP infantry on a city, which is sitting at 70 out of 100, not at 60 something. But well, you can do the same with a copter, but now you don't have the full HP tank and the copter follow-up. Okay. Urban Blight, I think this Urban Blight was very weak. It didn't give any value. You get 1 hit KO here, you interrupt that cap and get the 2 hit KO. I think this was a very weak Urban Blight, I'm not gonna lie. I think after this you should have hold it and maybe use it or to have power next turn, but only to discourage your opponent for using high ground terrain, which is cities. So yeah, and you run into artillery, which doesn't need to retreat because there is enough infantry and tanks and reinforcement coming to hold the front. And yeah, it does not look very good for Kindle. Yeah, yikes. What are you gonna do with this tank? Maybe it got trapped, that's why it's not moving. No, it did not get trapped. This is quite ballsy in my opinion. I mean, you know, there is a lot of tanks coming here, but what if there is one? I mean, yes, you don't want to do long things, but this is the reason why you don't want to do long things, because you not only get not much value out of it, you are 3 HP from an infantry, but you risk losing an entire tank. And you can repair your tank, you can put this, well, no, you cannot because of the forest, but I would have honestly retreat with this tank into the forest, and next turn I will try to interrupt the capture with the help of nothing or maybe this 3 HP infantry. But instead you try to harass the infantry, which is gonna end up well because there is no retaliation, but nah, not big fun. Finally Quackerduck it's able to hit the artillery, and hitting artillery is very useful because you not only doesn't get oh my god, the grammar on that phrase, please. You don't oh my god, learn to speak Cynic. You not only avoid getting counter damage, but you also obligate this artillery to retreat for 2 reasons: because it's gonna die next turn, and also because it has to allow something else to attack directly into it, and that means that this artillery will not hit. Maybe it can hit this 2 HP tank, but then how you to hit KO this tank? Maybe yes, for this from these souls, but this soul can be covered by this black bolt, so you are not gonna be able to go through this tank. Maybe you can attack it from the city, but you want to attack something else, right? But yeah, that's why it's so annoying to get attack into your indirects. Double tank artillery by Kindle, but this is not looking very good because after 2 Urban Blights, which one of them was very weak, Kindle is behind on value at the end of her turn. She's ahead on unit count, but now Blonkers is gonna be able to kill a staff, will a staff, so that will equalize the terrain, and now a super is coming. So not only this turn Kindle had to be very careful about the super coming, but it's gonna be very annoying to tactically play through it. And let's see, because there is a lot of kills happening this turn. Well, not a lot, but oh my god, even the black boat, it's not safe from violence. I really like this turn because yes, you are kinda exposed, but you are not walling very well your units, but you have your indirects and you have a missile backing you up next turn, so Kindle has to be very careful with the next coming attack. So I would honestly, I mean, I wouldn't hate to be in the Quackerduck position right now, but I would honestly not yeet right now here. But Quackerduck, it's not me, so let's see what happens. Okay, the infantry missile is gonna fall here 100%. Like, I'm sorry, this infantry is capturing. You have to move away with this one, and there is gonna be a still 6 infantries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because capturing counts out double. And yeah, you manage to move away 2 spaces from these infantry, which count as double. That's fine, but there is 6 here, and there is also 6 here, and this is near to the top left. So okay, you manage. Okay, I take back what I said. You manage to lure the missile from here, but you still have to be afraid from the HP one and the value one. This artillery probably is trying to lure the value one, but the HP one might drop here also. So I think this is fine for the misdirection of the missile, but the problem is now that you have like 4-5 units free for the picking here on the front lines. So yeah, the value one here and the HP and infantry here, and that's a lot, because yes, you want to misdirect your the enemy missiles from Rachel, but you also want to do it with as little as few as units as possible, because if you are able to misdirect a Rachel missile with only a medium tank, why not? If you are, because yes, you are gonna pay repairs because you wield it on the base, but then that medium tank is gonna be a 9 HP medium tank, which is still gonna be able to do what a medium tank does, and you are not gonna slow down. So that's why you have to misdirect the missile for Rachel, but also do it nicely, because I don't think this was a very nice way to do it, because you are getting more harm that you should. And now Rachel is huge, converting the victory. She's capping this city, and if you are ahead on income as Rachel, you will be alright. Yes, she's losing that, which I forgot while I was commenting this, but you are gonna be able to take it back. No, you are not gonna be able to do so, but still you are gonna be equal on income, which is not something you would hate. And Rachel is saving funds because she expected how you call it, Urban Blight. I think it's fine to do it. I think it's fine also to not save funds, because that will lower your tempo. But I think in this position, since your front has been stabilized, you could go for the long-term play. Kindle is very behind on value. She is not that behind on unit count, but at the end of the day, her value is quite lacking. She was not able to get many hits onto the vehicles, and the missile did quite a lot of damage. And also, as you can see, well, you can say that there is 4 HP of Black Bolt worth that are corrupting that. Oh, we could see this infantry getting trapped here. Sometimes you can see it for some reason, but sometimes you don't. I don't know what makes that to change, but if I were Rachel here, I would be very happy, and I could just sit here with my artillery, wall and death ball my opponent, and force it. And there is some stealth, and I don't like stealth personally, but yeah, I don't like stealth. You can argue that since it's not expected might be strong, I don't like it. I would rather go for more tanks, honestly, a double tank, a medium tank, whatever. But let's see. You still have to take this property. And okay, now they are equal on income, but Kindle is still very behind on value. And she keeps losing infantry and units. And there is another infantry getting trapped showing the action. Rachel is also starting this capture, which might happen. I could honestly cover this artillery with these tanks. Yes, you're putting your tank adjacent to a city, but if your artillery gets hit, I mean, you can hit from the sides whatever attacks this artillery, and you are putting anything. I think it's fine. I think I could not put my tank here. Maybe Rachel does now. So let's see. Yes, Rachel does. But there was an argument for not putting anything, like you are covering it already with this artillery, this stealth, and you can attack from the sizes. But let's see, because right now Rachel is putting a lot of pressure into Kindle, and Kindle is not in a position to answer to that pressure. So Kindle has to find a way to stop Rachel from doing damage, while at the same time buying time to recover somehow. But you are Rachel is not a day-to-day CO. Like, yes, it's very nice, but at the end of the day you want to use your urban blight, and that means you are more of a base CO powered CO, same as Rachel, but Rachel doesn't spam as much the power, so she's gonna be able to hold and be using her power frequently enough to secure the victory, in my opinion. Let's see, because oh my god, Kindle is attacking into artillery range. And yeah, if it was me, and I see that Kindle did not a lot of damage, didn't cause a lot of casualties, and you are gonna get wiped next turn, because God knows what Rachel has hiding here, and you are gonna get hit by 2 artilleries. There is still a lot of tanks in vision, plus what you don't see, so you are gonna get whatever is left of your army wipe. So yeah, I think I agree with this resign. I knew Quackerduck was about to resign on this turn, not gonna lie. I have not watched the match, but I have watched the ending screen. I remember this tank death ball. Well, so yeah, let's check the KDA. The KDA is very even. But the thing is that now Rachel is about to get a lot of kills, and that's one of the reasons that Kindle resigned. The other reason is being behind with Kindle. You are probably not gonna recover from that. And yeah, I think that's it. Congratulations to Blonkers for winning against a very strong player. And maybe we see someday in Global League. I have been not playing too much recently. I have been quite busy. I have been time installing my matches. The reason for that is, yeah, I have been installing and I need a little of a break. But I don't want to stop making commentary videos, and I'm also helping Decius on his channel, doing a lot of designing stuff for him, which is about to see the day of light in the very next videos of his. Maybe when I release this video it has already. But anyways guys, thank you for watching, and as always, cheers.